and today we have a 1v1 between Donutking000 and Midnight111s. This is always on the Founder system because it's the best system, because Founder system is best system. Now, spawning in basically polar opposite ends, we have spawning in on the North Pole. He's going to start out with one metal, 2 metal, 1 battery, and then a vehicle factory. He is Midnight111. And spawning in on basically the South Pole, maybe he is the Santa Claus. He's gonna go for 1 metal, 2 battery. He is Donutking000. Now, the skill content of both these players, I have absolutely no idea, but we are gonna definitely see how the pubs match up against each other. Now, it looks like Midnight is actually gonna go for more of a standard opening, which is the 2 metal, 1 battery, while Donutking000 is going for a bit more of a lucrative build. He's going to try and open up with 1 metal and 1 battery, and then he's going to go for every single metal extractor that is near him. Now, that is an okay idea, but as you can see, Midnight111s is going to have quite the advantage here, since Donut King is basically going to have to travel 1,000 miles just to try and get half the job done. Now, so how you doing? Pleasant banter between the players as they try and figure out what in good God they are doing. Now, Midnight has decided to actually start out with the scout car, while Donut King, I think he's going to go for the vehicle factory first. It doesn't look like he's at, oh no, he's going to go for the battery, so he's going to be surplusing for quite a bit there while he's doing that. Midnight going for the 1 scout, the 1 fabrication bot. I would assume this is going to have an anti-air after, just to counteract any possible anti-air from the other player, but as we can see from Donut King, that is nowhere near the idea. Now, this is where we're going to see both players' builds kind of take their lead. Now, most players will be in Midnight's kind of area, where they've got the 2 metal, 1 battery, and then they open up with the vehicle factory. Now, we're going to see how Donut King does on this, because he does have all of the metal extractors plus the 2 batteries to start him off. So he's actually going to be, technically speaking, he's going to have a very high economic advantage in comparison to Midnight. Now, Midnight, though, he will have the, I think he's going to have the build skill. I don't think Donut King realizes that he probably could have started up here and then come from the bottom, but that doesn't really matter, because if this works, well, what do I know? I'm just casting. So, looks like Midnight's actually going to be pumping out some of the fabrication bots to get his economy really going, because right now, Midnight has 2 tanks up on him and a scout vehicle, which isn't a lot, but if it's going to be going for pressure, this could be quite detrimental. Now, Donut King has said, forget scouting, I don't need that stuff, I got a radar, and he's going to go straight into pumping out that radar with his first 2 fabrication bots. His first one was actually going to go and help the bots here, so that's going to be very helpful for his production terms, but none of these have continued, so I think this is going to be a bit of a kind of Jackie Chan roundhouse kick in comparison to the skills of these 2 players. Now, Night, it is Midnight, but I'm going to say Night because it's easier. You don't know me, you don't know my story. Now, Midnight has built storage, so that is quite interesting. It looks like he is kind of worried about both surplusing and going hard on the battery life. Looks like Donut King has gone for his second factory in comparison to Midnight. Midnight going for an orbital. Hello there, son. You are very new for that. I was expecting you to... He does realize there's no other planets, yes? Okay, then, I guess not. It looks like Midnight's going to go for orbital play instead of, well, vehicles, which is quite peculiar, I would want to say. In comparison, this is actually going to give Donut King his chance to really kind of come back and maybe even force Midnight into quite the heavy situation. Now, what he's building up to right now, it looks like he's going to have he's very economic driven, but he's not that he's not that expanding. He's not expanding that hard. He's got 1 fabrication bot kind of expanding, yeah, but these 2 right here aren't doing that much. And really, Donut King, though he's saying, he's admitting he's a newer player, if he wanted to go out and pressure, he could easily do some serious damage to Midnight, but I think it's going to be his own player fear is going to be what keeps him in his own base. Now, Midnight, no, this is Donut King, what am I doing? Donut King, this is Midnight, I know, kind of using him as an example, Donut King could really kind of walk up here and do a lot of damage here, but you know, there isn't really much that either players are doing. I think this is going to really wind up to, excuse me, Midnight trying to rush for some sort of anchor play, which it could work, and in terms of Donut King's own fear, it could definitely do a lot of damage here, but it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna really kill. Midnight going for that hard, going for tier 2 this early with, oh, he DC? Did he DC? Donut King. Donut King. Well, this is a whiff build. Alright, so it looks like Midnight might win by almost, well, win by the DC. So, I don't know what else to say about that. Looks like Donut King's units are going to keep going, but there really isn't much else that is going to happen since all of his bots have quite literally turned into bots. He's not going to be moving anymore. He's not going to be expanding. His bots are building some more batteries, so economically he's going to surplus, but I think Midnight kind of just won this one by the DC. In terms of how these two players would have stacked up if it would have kept going. Well, if Donut King would have actually decided to get off his ass and attack, I think he could have easily taken it. Midnight does have all these tanks here, but in terms of production, there is no way that he could have easily stepped up to the production of Donut King in terms of what's going on. Now, he does have tier 2 building. He could have easily focused that out, and he went for a radar, so Midnight, I have no idea what you're trying to do here, friend, but it definitely would not have worked in terms of builds. All of this would have been producing, coming flying straight at you, and that is a Avenger, I believe. Yep, it's an Avenger. So, Midnight kind of throwing units. I don't think Midnight knows what he's doing. He's just kind of chilling right now. Nope, I can't. I'm casting. I can't. I'm not allowed to say anything. The caster struggle, guys. The caster struggle. When you're trying to just tell him go over and attack, he doesn't even have aggression units. It hurts. It hurts. But tier 2 is about a quarter of the way done. Both are surplusing very hard. But oh my god, the bots. The bots on bots on bots. Donut King straight up just left. Now, Midnight is building quite a... Is that dog gonna actually try and fabricate something? Or is it... Where are you going, buddy? Pooch, where are you going? Oh, no, it's actually for healing. Wow, okay. So I think that's the first fabrication bot I've ever seen, or the first couple of fabrication bots that... Okay, so it looks like Midnight's actually gonna decide to move out. He has manned up and has decided to go for it. Now, in terms of defensive purposes, since this is a DC player, there really isn't much else that's going to happen. Midnight recognizes that, well, there's nothing here. There's a bunch of factories and a lot of good anti-air placement, but there really isn't anything in production that is going to do much. Now, Midnight does have three flame tanks and 2 dogs to really kind of absorb all of that damage and fix it up if it needs be. He's got a 3rd coming along, plus 2 more tanks. Now, this could, well, this will do a lot of damage. I'm not going to try and hide the fact. This is a lot of fabrication and infrastructure. There is nothing really defensive here besides this anti-air. And these are all flybirds. Wait, no. 1, 2... I see like 4 or 5 just like flybirds. They aren't even hornets that are just kind of flying around. They're just kind of... Whatever. Either way. Midnight will be moving out with these units, and this can quite... Well, it won't kill the king. Depends on really how the flame tanks are microed with the dogs, but this will definitely destroy all of Donut King's economy. There's nothing else to say about that besides if he doesn't move out in the next, I don't know, like 8 minutes, he's going to just automatically DC connect and explode, so Midnight definitely has this in the bag. It's just going to be a matter of how efficiently does he do this. Now, he does have, what, 2, 4, 5 flame tanks. He's really massing up an army. He is quite fearful of the DC'd army of Donut King and to attack him. He's probably really worried that all these are going to come to life, mass up turrets like right along here, and really do some serious damage. If Midnight does DC, or reconnect, sorry, mass up to the 2nd tier turrets, that can do a lot of damage. It will quite easily rip apart anything that comes this way, but the first shots have been fired, and first blood will go to Midnight on a metal extractor. Some serious damage done here, folks, by the one, the only, the Midnight 111. Now, Midnight is moving out. He does realize that there isn't really much else that's going to attack him. The anti-air is going to get shot down by the ground anti-air, and nothing else is really going to come of this base. Now, the units of Donut King are reacting quite well in terms of they are flying the other frickin' way. They don't not want to deer. This is only anti-air. This will not shoot the ground. So these units are trying to patrol over closer to the king because they know that they're afraid of bombers that aren't even being produced by this player, but they know that they're going to come eventually. So, Midnight is moving straight the wrong way in terms of going after everything that Donut has produced. His batteries, great idea. It's going to limit his production, but nothing's actually happening. So, yeah, Midnight's actually going to move the right way now. The heir of Donut King has decided to actually go into attack formation and go after the ground units, even though they're anti-air. They have tried valiantly and died valiantly, as the first couple units aren't found by the king. Now, these flame tanks need to be microed. They need to be kind of going after the only thing that actually matters, but I don't think Midnight realizes that he's... Why is he massing anti-air? I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So the right click has begun. The flame tanks are getting healed up, and they will quite easily... Nope, they're running away from the king. I don't know why. I think these are the pubbiest pub players that I have ever seen. Can dogs reclaim the king fast enough? No, I don't think so. He's trying to micro his units quite... he's trying to micro the units quite well, but the problem is you can easily right-click with the flame tanks, and that's going to be the end of it. Now, he's still trying to micro these units to death. This king, if it knew what it was doing, would have fired an ult right here. That would have been the end of it. GG, though, to Midnight against the DC player. Congratulations, Midnight. Duck King, I would have expected more from your internet connection. Congratulations to Midnight, and that will be the end of that. So, I hope you guys I hope you guys enjoyed that cast. If you like more, I stream quite often. I will leave a link in the description. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that other stuff to sell my ass out. So I hope you guys have a good day, good afternoon, good night, and I'll see you for the next episode. Goodbye.